Hello, everybody, and welcome to Let's Talk United with me, Tom Wade. And in today's episode, episode 1, my little brand new show, we're going to talk a little bit about what I think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer needs to do ahead of Saturday's game, and even what changes he needs to make. And I'll also be giving you a quick look at the starting 11 that I think Ole needs to put out. So to begin with, as we know by now, Luke Shaw, he's injured. He suffered his hamstring injury that forced him off in the first half against Crystal Palace, and I felt sorry for Luke, really. Because I thought it was one of his better games this season. So I think that's another problem that Ollie's got now, and it's going to be a huge problem because he's not going to be back for at least a month. So unfortunately, Ollie's got another headache of what he does with the left-back situation. And as you will see in a moment from my starting 11, I think there's only one man who's going to get the gig, and that's Ashley Young. And that, as unfortunate as it is, I don't think he's got much choice, Ollie. Delow's injured. He could go into the under-23s and get a player called Brandon Williams, but I don't think Ollie's going to go that young. I don't think he's going to go there because I just don't think that he's got the balls in him to come out and do that. It's a move that I would make. I would definitely do it 100% without a doubt. I've watched a lot of the under-23s at the start of their campaign, and they've been brilliant. And in fairness to him, Williams at left back has been absolutely fantastic, and they're yet to concede this season as well. So and he's been a big part of that reason. So I think Williams for me would be a shout, but I just think he's going to go with Ashley Young. And of course, as well, Anthony Martial, he picked up an injury against Crystal Palace. Looks like he's probably not going to be fit and be able to play, which for me is an absolute nightmare because, I thought Martial, he's starting to come into his own. He's scored some cracking goals so far this season, and he's got a little record going, and unfortunately, that's going to be put on hold temporarily. The extent of his injury, I'm recording this in early afternoon, so whether it comes out later on today, I won't know. But it's unknown on what Martial's whether he's going to be fit or not. But again, with the starting 11 that I'll show you, who I think Ollie should pick for Saturday, he's not included. We're just going to go worst case scenario. And then best case scenario we'll talk about as well once we've cast our eyes over the 11. So, again, Southampton away. I think it's going to be a tough test because every game at the moment seems to be hard for Manchester United, doesn't it? I mean, we should have beaten Crystal Palace at home and we should have beat Wolves away, in my opinion. So, there's a lot of pressure, and Ollie is now under pressure himself to work it out because he can't continue to play the way he does, and he can't continue to keep naming this unchanged 11. So if this 11 that it was picked on Saturday against Palace turns out against Southampton, with the exception of Shaw, I'm going to be in a bit of a meltdown mode. I'm not going to lie to you. One, because I don't think Jesse Lingard should be in the team. I think he needs to drop to the bench just for a few games, just to get some fight back into him, because I think it's too comfortable for Lingard to get in the team at the moment. So that's the exception. And again, going back to the game against Southampton, they haven't had the greatest of starts, have they? So admittedly, I would like to see United go to Southampton and get a comfortable win. I think it's possible. I think it's very possible. Defensively, Southampton are very weak. And, I think United have got the power to put a few past them, but they've just got to find that killer instinct. And, killer instinct's what I keep going on about. But this team it lacks killer instinct, but they need to find it. So I think with the 11 I'll show you just now, I think it gives you a little bit of more creativity, a little bit more threat going forward. And also, it'll give Rashford his chance, spoiler alert, it'll give Rashford his chance to put his name forward for the number 9 role, I suppose. So let's have a quick look at the starting 11 that I think Ollie should pick on Saturday. And there you have it. Obviously, you've got De Gea in goal. That De Gea picks himself. A lot of people I've seen are saying get De Gea out, which I don't understand that. I think that's a load of crap. He is by far United's best keeper, and he's probably one of the best keepers in the league. And I think, actually, a good point was made about De Gea the other day, and I want to hear your views in the comments below. Somebody said, I can't remember who it was now, but somebody said on Twitter, glorious place that Twitter is, that if David De Gea wasn't a Manchester United player, would we be calling him one of the best keepers in the world? And I think there's a point to that, but I still think I would, personally. So get in the comments below and let me know what you think about that, because it was just something that stuck to me, and no matter what I thought, I always thought that he's world class. There's no debate in that. So as you can see, we got Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof, Maguire, and Ashley Young in the back four. Again, I don't want to see Ashley Young in there as much as anybody else does, but unfortunately, I don't think Ollie's got much choice. I don't think he's got much choice, and ideally, if Delot was fit, we'd get Delot in there, but Delot himself's injured. He won't be coming back till, I think it's the second week of September. So that's another injury. The left-back position at the moment is probably the biggest one of concern. I know we've got concerns about the midfield, but at the end of the day, at least we've got players coming in that would be able to, cover for a McTominay, say. We got players that can come in. You got the likes of Fred, although Fred isn't being 100% fit, and I don't get why he hasn't been in the team, because we've seen him in pre-season. Yeah, he had a bigger pre-season than everybody else because he got married and he joined the squad late. But I just don't get the situation. What's going on with Fred? But yeah, so going back to Ashley Young on left back, I think that position there is the only one that scares me going into this game. And like I said before, I'd like to see Brandon Williams get a chance from the under-23s, but I just don't think Ollie will do that. Then moving into midfield, we've got McTominay and Pogba. Again, like I said, that pretty much picks itself. We can't do anything else with that, to be honest, because you tinker around with that, then you're making us weak again, in my opinion. There. So into the front three behind Marcus Rashford, as you can see up front, I've gone for James, Gomez and Greenwood, and this is simply based on the fact of we need a creative 10, right? And it's been proven that Jesse Lingard, I don't think he's got it in him to do it. He just needs to find that extra level in his game, and if he works hard and goes at it, I think he can get it. But the problem is, it's right now, and it's not just after 2-3 games. It's been consistently for years. So I think it's time for Lingard to just take a sit on the bench and give young Angel Gomez a shot in the 10, because I think he's creativity-wise, unless you put Pogba up there, which I'd like to see, but then again, who could you put in the midfield? Because Fred's not there, and I think Fred would be the only player outside of Pereira, maybe, that could come into there. And I'd rather see Pogba sit there and give a player like Gomez a chance to put forward his shout for that 10 role. So I think Gomez is a player that I'd love to see. Ollie's been keeping him out the under-23s and keeping him with the first team. But the biggest problem I have, it's okay doing that, but you have to play him, or you have to get him involved. And he hasn't been involved. So Gomez is training, but he's not playing. So where's he getting his match fitness from? He needs experience. And I've got to be honest, he has to have it now. It starts now, because Ollie has to make changes. And I think this is the one that starts it off. And again, on the right, Mason Greenwood. Greenwood's a player that I think is a striker. So really, you could possibly put Greenwood at the top, put Rashford on the left, and put James on the right, where he's played in the last 2 games. But for me, I feel that Greenwood on the right just gives us a bit of pace, and it gives us a bit of creativity. And I think Rashford is probably better off going up front, because against Wolves he took his goal very well, and he was playing in that forward position. So I think that's where Rashford needs to be as well. But as for Greenwood, I just think he's the best option above Lingard for me. If you're going to take Lingard out, and Lingard would be on the right, say, then it has to be Greenwood. I don't think we've got any other choice there. And obviously Daniel James. Daniel James is one that, putting this 11 together, I not forgot about, but I almost didn't put him in. Just because I think I'm still toying with the idea that I like seeing James come off the bench because he brings that, when the game's not dying out, but like after an hour when the other team opposition are getting tired because we're breaking them down off the counter attack. I think James comes in and I think he can make a really big difference. But he's played all right. I think he's done well, and he's been unfortunate really. He's been booked twice for simulation, and I've got to be honest, both times absolute bollocks. It was clear to see against Palace. The defender hit him on the knee as James tried to go past him. So as a striker, what's he supposed as an attacking player when you're driving towards the box, what's he supposed to do? Tries to go round him, he gets taken down, and I have to be honest, I think that James has to start again because he hasn't really done much wrong. So I'm happy to see James in there, with the exception that Martial is injured. I mean, if Martial does make the team, then I think Rashford will go on the left, and maybe then you could make the argument of, does he stick with James on the right or does he go with Greenwood? And I think that's a debate to have in itself completely. So, that's the three behind Rashford, and I think Rashford up front, that's pretty obvious. Unless Ollie says, right, we'll put Greenwood up front, because Ollie's come out and said it. He's the best finisher in the team. Well, let's see it. Put him up front and let's go for it, because at the end of the day, what's the worst that can happen? So that's my starting 11. Anyway, I think that's it for me. I think that's the starting 11 that I'd like to see on Saturday morning. Obviously, get involved in the comments. Let me know whether you agree or you disagree and what you'd like to see Ollie change or what you wouldn't like to see Ollie change. And, I think I was going to do a subs bench as well, but, it's a bit too technical for me at the moment. I've only just started doing this. So I think a bench again, whatever Ollie puts on the bench, if he doesn't start Gomez and at least brings him onto the bench, I think Ollie's got to read the game a lot better and realise and recognise more than anything, when changes need to be made, and don't make changes so late, because he's basically making changes so late that it's having no impact on the game whatsoever. So anyway, I think that'll wrap it up for today. Like I said, if you could please like, share, and obviously subscribe, you'd be doing me a massive favour, and it goes very much appreciated, So, like I said, get in the comments, let me know what you would do, and feel free to like and share, and please subscribe. As you can see, red box on the side at the moment, just down here, down to my other side, down there. I've got 6 subscribers, piss poor, but like I said, I've just started. My goal is about 4 weeks from now, I'd like to see that, just a bit further on. I'm not going to put a target on it, actually, to be fair, because I think it's a bit hit and miss doing this. But, if you've enjoyed the show, get involved, let me know. And, of course, if you've got any questions you'd like me to answer, I'll probably be doing another one probably after the game now. It's kind of hard to get these in and find time. So if I can get another one in before, I will, and get some questions answered. But yeah, thanks for joining me, guys. It's much appreciated. And you have yourself a great week. And let's hope the next time we do this, we've got a bit more positivity to talk about. Have a great week, and I will see you soon.